Hey everyone, it's Jill Celeste, founder of the Celestial Circle and JillCeleste.com with this week's marketing strategy video. And today I want to talk to you about the 3 lessons I learned from the product I never launched. So as entrepreneurs, we are always filled with great ideas, and I had a great idea that I wanted to implement last month of an online book club for female entrepreneurs. I got the download and I was like, yes, I want to do this. And then I didn't do it. And there were lots of reasons for it, which I'll explain in a moment, but I learned so many lessons from the product launch that never happened, and I wanted to share those today in this video with you. So, as I mentioned, I wanted to launch a book club, an online book club for female entrepreneurs. I'm a bookworm, obviously. As you can see behind me, I've got lots of books, and I know a lot of my ideal clients are bookworms too. So I got this great idea and I thought, I'm going to launch this. I put some feelers out and something just wasn't sitting right. And I decided I'm not going to do this right now. I'm going to table this idea. And all I can say, it was just an instinctive thing. And as soon as I made the decision to table it, everything felt so much better. And normally I would have looked at that as a failure. Oh my gosh, I already told people I was going to do this. I totally failed. But actually what it was a very valuable lesson. And I want to share with you the 3 lessons that I learned from the product that didn't launch. So the first lesson I learned is how to determine whether it's your ego or your intuition that's giving you guidance. Because your ego, we don't want to listen to your ego. It's a terrible marketing coach. But sometimes it may sound like your intuition. How do you know the difference? So what I did when I was grappling with this, I'm like, is this my ego? Is this my intuition? As I asked myself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want to do this product? And it was like 10, without hesitation. So then I knew that it wasn't my ego, because the ego would have said, maybe a 3, it would have came in with a lower score. But because it was a 10, I knew that this is something I like to do. And so it was my intuition telling me to hold off, not necessarily my ego. So that was the first thing I learned. The second thing I learned is that all good ideas don't have to be implemented right away. And that's the thing when we're entrepreneurs, right? We get a good idea, we're like, I gotta go, right? A lot of us are quick starters. We want to get moving. You have permission to table a good idea. It doesn't have to be implemented just that moment. It could be something that's implemented down the road. In fact, if you were to look at my marketing plan, which I do have, everything sort of laid out about what I want to implement during the first 6 months of this calendar year. This wasn't mentioned at all. I had everything ready. So if I had just stopped for a moment and said, you know what, this is a good idea, but I don't have it in my plan right now, so I'm going to put it for a later launch date. That would give me more time to do a proper launch. I could do right messaging, etc. So give yourself permission to postpone good idea implementation. It's still a good idea, but you want the timing to be right. And the third thing I learned, sort of hand in hand with the second one, is does this new great, wonderful idea fit into my overall goals? As I mentioned, I have a marketing plan, and all roads in the marketing plan lead to attracting more clients to the Celestial Circle. So if I look at this online book club, I couldn't really connect that. It was a completely different offering. In fact, it was going to be a lower cost than Celestial Circle. Not that Celestial Circle is very expensive, but it was going to be a lower cost. And what I was thinking might probably happen is people would opt for the book club just because of the price difference, even though they're 2 different products. So it was actually sort of a distraction in my marketing. It's distracting people away from the Celestial Circle. It didn't fit into my overall goals. So again, giving myself permission to say, this is a great idea, but I'm going to table it for later, really opened up not only a lot of relief, but it gave me some strategic thinking. Okay, how can I make these connections? Who really is my ideal client for this and for that? And that it will give me time to go through all of those things. So I'm grateful for this lesson, because what it did is allowed me to refocus on Celestial Circle enrollment, which is my singular focus for the year. I had sort of strayed from that for a little bit, but this reminded me of that, which is good. And it's still a great product that I'll launch later when I have the right time, the right promotional opportunity to do so. So it's all good. And sometimes we have to go through these little failures to realize these lessons. So remember that when you're going through something, maybe something didn't launch correctly or it was a bust, there are lessons to be learned from it. And just take those lessons and move on and go ahead and implement your marketing at a different time. It's all good. So I hope this was inspiring. I hope you learned some things from some of the behind the scenes of my business. And if you ever have any questions, come on over to jillceleste.com. Check out my blog. Lots of resources there. And if you need support, if you need marketing help, marketing teaching, instruction, and accountability, please check out thecelestialcircle.com. We are there for you. So until next time, here's to your marketing success. I am sending you so much love. Stay in faith. I'll talk to you soon.